Knicks heating up. Homestand coming. Next 5 are at home at the Garden against all Western Conference opponents: Kings, Grizzlies, Nuggets, Lakers, and Rockets.
Yeah.
There's definitely 3 wins on there, potentially even 4. I'm looking forward to seeing these games against the West.
Can't wait.
It's always interesting when you play teams in the West because the familiarity is not there. They see these guys once a year.
Also, come on out to the East in the winter.
Exactly. Sometimes
Pack your winter coat, LeBron. Ain't no
sometimes these
triple-double
boys-
over here, boy.
Yeah, haven't seen these guys ever. But let's talk about Jalen Brunson to start.
Yeah.
What do you have, 6 games with 30-plus straight? 5?
Incredible.
He was absolutely cooking offensively. Little scary game last night as we record this on Wednesday. They played a back-to-back, but no travel in Brooklyn.
No travel.
No travel.
It's a very Larry David question, but how did the Knicks get as a team
to Brooklyn? They probably drive. Why? What are you talking about?
So everyone individually drives to Barclays?
Typically teams would have them.
It's worth a question.
I mean, does the
it's a fascinating question.
congestion tax, does that play a role in this? I don't.
Typically they have
$9.
Typically they'll have an option, but why would you go to get on a bus?
If you're running the
if you
team,
could
are you just
drive?
trusting everyone gets to the Barclays? What if you're
I
a
mean,
Manhattan?
I would hope so. I'm paying them $35-40 million. I can hope I can trust them to get to Brooklyn and attend the game. Yeah.
Final answer. You think Tibbs said meet me like an AAU tournament? Just
Yeah.
meet me at
Be
Barclays.
at the arena by
Make sure
this
you have
time.
lunch.
Yeah, for sure. I think
they took a bus. You have to take a team bus.
I think people think sports are like this crazy organized and super elevated. Like, people are having conversations like us and are signing dudes for $10-12 million. What do you think of that coach? Oh, you like him? Yeah, I like him. All right, we'll make him the special teams coach.
It doesn't answer the travel question.
Well, that's the same thing of like, hey, can you make it to the game? Like, we need you at Barclays at 3 p.m. All right, we'll be there. McKelver stops and gets his Chipotle, and then he goes. Like,
so Hart
he's
drove
there.
himself. Brunson drove himself.
I mean, I don't know where these guys live.
It's worth a question.
Yeah, I would imagine a lot of them got
drove themselves or hired someone to drive them.
Yeah, that's true. It's a good question.
Carpool?
Question within the question. Carpool?
Yeah.
Carpool lane to Barclays?
Sidebar. So, if you remember when Tiger Woods got in that really scary crash where he almost lost his life, leg got mangled, people were like, why is Tiger even driving himself around? And it was then dug up that he had talked about he drives himself because it's literally the only place where he's by himself and no one is bothering him. So I think a lot of athletes are kind of in that space where if I don't mind driving myself to the game because I have no handler, my wife is not talking to me, the kids aren't in here. I'm literally have you ever watched an athlete walk around the arena? There's a guy following him. There's a guy talking to him about something, or he's with his teammates, or like.
So now they might be looking forward to the drive to Barclays more than anything.
Constantly, someone's around. Like, even when guys get ejected,
someone walks with them.
Someone's walking with him.
Yeah, but how are you gonna like get in the zone when you're dealing with traffic driving into Brooklyn? They're probably living up in Westchester, where the facility is.
So
leaving early. That's still
Did
another.
Anyone take the train? Did anyone?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, the
not.
Pistons, the whole team took the train, so I had to ask.
Yeah.
That was a congestion issue, though.
So, yeah, man, I would bet USD that a lot of guys drove to the game. So,
back to Brunson.
He's been cooking offensively.
It's great to see him get a win.
He's been doing it. I mean, like, he's the captain. He's the guy. Most likely and should be an all-star.
Do we want to defend him a little? Because it seems like, obviously, Knicks Twitter protects their own. It seems like, casual NBA fans are maybe looking at Brunson like he's doing less this year than last year, when in all actuality, you can make a case he's doing more because he's adapting and he's adding value and ingratiating new teammates on the fly as the leader and the point guard. Not an easy thing to do seamlessly.
I mean, we talked about this last week. This is the highest assists he's had per game in his entire career. He's only got better distributing, and you don't want to be asking a guy to score 35 a night. The Thunder can get away with that. The reason the Cavs are so good is because Donovan Mitchell doesn't have to score 30 a night.
Yeah.
He scores 25, and they have a lot of guys that are in double figures, all the way down to Ty Jerome. SGA is literally the MVP. When Jokic has to score 37, 15, and 9, they are typically losing. So
Yeah.
Brunson is just doing what's necessary on a game-to-game basis. Sometimes he has to score 30, sometimes he doesn't. But he's so talented and good enough he could just turn that on and off when necessary. So I have no problem with Jalen and what he's doing. Quiet night in Brooklyn, but either way.
28-6 on 49% shooting in the month of January is fantastic. It's fantastic.
Yeah, no doubt. It's like over like an 8 or 9 game span. He's been really good.
It's a harsh sports media world we live in New York, but what Cat and Brunson are doing out the gate, give any point guard in big this little a time, and I dare you to equal the production that Cat and Brunson are doing with the minutes played. They're not getting time off. They're not getting breaks. They're playing back-to-backs. It's actually unbelievable.
Yeah, no, Cat's missed a few, dealing with the thumb and different other nagging injuries. But yeah, I mean overall, Brunson doesn't miss, Hart doesn't miss, and Bridges has never missed. I think he's at 5-17 in a row, 5-16 in a row.
I was thinking about that with
that
the
he's
flu.
played.
I was like, I couldn't even get to work. And
He hasn't.
Bridges
He
hasn't
literally
missed an
hasn't
NBA
missed a game.
It's unbelievable.
I'll tell you this, to go back, I loved. It's very clear to me. I was in the building. The New York Knicks do not like the Atlanta Hawks.
Oh, I love it.
They were fired up playing those guys.
Yeah, it was a big game.
And I love to see Bridges get fired up. He had a couple of chirping,
Trey, right?
trash talking, chirping sessions, you can call them, back and forth with Trey. And he got him riled up, and I kind of liked angry Bridges. He was, elbows were a little higher. They had got into it on one end, then he went down and strapped up Trey and forced him into a 24-second clock shot violation. So
I think that's a little bit of what Knicks fans are like
clamoring for sure.
Well, it's like Dante doesn't smile. Julius maybe has never smiled in his life. Bridges is a happy dude.
Yeah, kind of goofy. He has a little goofiness to
He's
him.
a light
as well.
guy,
Yeah,
light energy.
Light, yes.
So
no doubt.
to your point, great thought there. He got a little angry. And
I love to see him angry. I think they're going to need that down the stretch as back half and into the playoffs. I'm excited for them to get all the way healthy and potentially some reinforcements coming to help them alleviate some of the pressures. Man, it's really difficult every single night.
Yeah, and these boys deserve a 3-day off between game break, which they haven't gotten since mid-December, which led to a 9-game winning streak, as we remember. 5 games, Sean, against Western Conference opponents, starting out with the Kings.
Not an easy
night.
game.
Not an easy game. Baby Joker triple-double. Sabonis.
They got Baby Joker. They got...
If you want to call Şengün's Baby Joker, but
yeah,
Sabonis is.
They got 3 guys that are going to be forces in the inside and rebound, and they can all pass. Şengün can pass, Jokic can pass, and Sabonis can pass. And that makes me a little nervous because the Knicks have been struggling to guard the three-point line.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys draw so much attention inside that they might be giving up some looks in the corners.
Keegan Murray's
and
Monks.
the Keegan Murrays of the world and the Jalen Greens of the world and the Fred Van Vliets and those guys and Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. So it'll be fun to play the West.
Let me ask you, though, in the 5 matchups, Grizzlies, Nuggets, Lakers, Rockets, in addition to Kings in chronological order, any particular game, we love watching Knicks, Nuggets. Those are great matchups. Yeah. Rockets, top of the Western Conference.
The Knicks are going to put up a big number on the Lakers offensively. They're going to put up a big number against Denver, just like they did in Denver. There might be some revenge type of juice there. The game that worries me the most is the Rockets.
Yeah.
They're physical. They're big.
They're looking to get Robert
Amen
Williams.
Thompson is probably the best on-ball defender maybe in the NBA. Top 3 for sure. Guys that give Jalen Brunson trouble are long, big wings, and they could throw multiple guys at you. That's when Brunson goes into create mode.
Yeah.
He plays it well. The plan is well. He gets guys open looks. They're going to have to knock him down. But, yeah, Houston worries me a little bit.
Got to mention LeBron playing at MSG for the 31st time. This will be his 60th game against the Knicks.
We saw him drop a triple-double a couple years ago at the Garden.
That's right, and this game will be happening over 20 years since LeBron's first game at MSG.
Wow.
That was 222-04. He had 22 points in a Cavs win. That was so long ago. Rick Brunson was playing in the league, and Jalen was 7.
Amazing. That's amazing.
That's so cool.
Shout out LeBron James, man. The longevity.
Yeah, off a triple-double. Guy goes to watch Ohio State. You know there's a guy out there that faded LeBron at the prop board last night.
I hope not.
And said, he was probably sipping some sauce down in Atlanta watching.
He definitely was drinking some red wine on the jet going back home.
Comes back, daps up Roki.
And he told JJ, look, man, it's the Wizards. Don't worry about it. I'll be back early. And, someone definitely faded LeBron, but I'm excited to watch him at the Garden. It's always a special experience, and there's always extra eyeballs. ABC game. It'll be a Saturday. It'll be prime time. It'll be a good one.
We've been talking Grizzlies, too. They're third in the West. They're all the way back. Play real D. Taylor's got them playing both ways over there.
Tough.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough game, too.
So I guess stylistically, we're seeing an open game between maybe the Kings and the Lakers. Maybe a little more of a chess match between the Grizzlies and the Rockets. Any feel on the Nuggets?
It depends how much it bothered the Nuggets that we went and hung
145
points.
And have won 3 of the last 4 in the last 2 years.
In their building.
Yeah, in their building.
If they're pissed off about that and Jokic wants to actually, avenge that, that could be a really interesting game. But defensively, they've been winning outscoring people, the Nuggets. Their D is still a little questionable. Jamal Murray's been playing better. Russell Westbrook has been playing a lot better. But when we talk about their style, it's open. And it's tough to beat the Knicks when you play an open offensive style because that's what they do. And that's what they play, and they can put up a lot of points.
Knicks playing 4 of the top 6 teams in the West here. If they do go 4-1, as opposed to anything less, 4-1, 5-0, does that give you?
What's funny is I could care less about what's going on in the West. I think the East is obviously where the Knicks' focus is going to be on, and who the teams we're going to see in the playoffs. You're not going to have to worry about seeing more than one of these teams. Hopefully you get to the finals and you have to see one of these guys. It's a good measuring stick to just play different styles and kind of figure out what you can adapt to and what you'll have to deal with potentially in the finals. But these games don't mean as much to me if it was Boston, Cleveland, Miami, Orlando.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? So it'll be fun to see the different styles match up, but
no, I'm with you.
I'm not too pressed if they go 3-2 or 2-3 even against the 5.
I'm with you. Knicks homestand, Western Conference, a dish.